Hello students, welcome to our channel MBK Study. In our last video, we have discussed few examples, right? We have discussed some examples and discussed which part of speech the words belong to. And I have given you small exercise so that you can understand which word belongs to which part of speech, right? Okay, now in this video, we are going to discuss about nouns. Okay, we are going to discuss about nouns. You have known the definition, right? In the exercise, in the video of parts of speech, you have known what a noun is. You have known the definition that noun is nothing but name. Simply a naming word is called as a name. What names a noun can take? It can take the name of a person, it can take the name of a place, it can take the name of a thing, right? We have discussed this in our previous video which belong to parts of speech. Now, I will just a little bit extend this definition. This naming word can be the name of an emotion also. It can be the name of emotion, it can be the name of a quality, or it can be the name of an idea also. So, the noun can be a naming word. It can be the name of a person, a place, thing, or an emotion, or a quality, or an idea. Depending upon all these names, nouns are divided, students. Okay? Different kinds of nouns are divided depending upon these things. Okay? Let's discuss how many kinds of nouns are there and what each name come under. Okay? So, for that, let's get started. Okay? We are going to discuss kinds of nouns. Kinds of nouns in this video. Okay, students? What are we going to discuss? We are going to discuss kinds of nouns. Okay, so first of all, let us discuss the first kind. Okay, the first kind of noun is nothing but proper noun. Okay, the first type of noun is a proper noun. What is this noun? Let's know about it. Okay, so this is also a name. Proper noun is also a name, but this name belongs to a particular person. Okay, students, this name belongs to particular person or place or thing. It should be an individual name of a person or a place or a thing. Okay, students, it's not like any thing can be give any name, any other thing can be given to some person, place, and it can be under proper noun. No, particular name of a person, of a place or a thing. For example, any particular person we are talking, no? So, you take Rahul. Rahul can be a single person. This is the name given to a person, particular name given to a person, right? Like place, India, right? Our country, India. This is also the name of a place, particular place here. Okay? If you talk about thing, black pen, we are talking about particular pen here, right? Like that, a particular name of a person or a place or a thing is called as a proper noun, students. Okay? This is the first kind of noun. Now, let us discuss the second kind of noun. Okay? Let's go to our second kind. So, the second kind of noun is nothing but common noun. Okay? Common noun. You might be understanding this when I'm writing the heading only, right? You might be getting that, what noun could be. So, common noun. Common noun is a noun or is a name given in common. It is a name which is given in common. It should be given, it can be given to every person or everything that belongs to same class. It can belong to same class or kind. Okay, students. Common noun is a name. It is given in common to every person or everything that is of the same kind or same class. For example, girl. I'm not talking about a particular girl. I'm just saying girl. Girl in the sense it can be any girl. It is a common name given to a person, right? In a similar way, boy. Boy is also a name which is given in common to the particular class called boys. Okay, so this kind of examples come under common noun. Is it clear to you, students? So, before going to another kind of noun, I want to show you the relation between proper noun and common noun. Okay, let's take few examples in the form of sentence and understand what is the difference between proper noun and common noun. Okay, let's understand what are these. Proper noun and common noun. Now, if you take a sentence, let's take a sentence and understand this. Godavari is a river. Godavari is a river. Here, according to our definition, I'm saying about a particular river Godavari. Right? I'm saying about a particular river Godavari. When I talk about a particular place or particular thing, this is called as a proper noun. Okay, students? This is called as a proper noun. So, in this sentence, Godavari is a proper noun. Now, here, the last word of the sentence, river. This river, this word river, it can be any river. If I just say river, it can be any river. River in the sense, freshwater body. So, this word river is a common noun. Are you getting my point? Particular name, Godavari, is a proper noun. Just a word river is a common noun. So, this is the difference between proper noun and a common noun. Common noun in the sense, shared by all. A common word or a common name shared by all. If I just say river, it can be any river, students. It can be Ganga river, it can be a Godavari river, whatever river, but it can be anything common, in common. Proper in the sense, particular name should be given to that word, to that river. Okay, let's take another example. Okay, Ashoka was a wise king. Ashoka was a wise king. Here, understand this. Ashoka was a wise king. Here, particular name of a king is there. Particular name of a king, Ashoka. So, Ashoka, name, particular king. This Ashoka is a proper noun. When we see this word king, it can be any king. It's not that only this king. When I talk about some name, that king, that name turns out to be a proper noun. When I just say king, then it turns out to be a common noun. Is it clear, students? Did you understand the difference between proper noun and common noun? Okay. Now, let us go to our third kind of noun. Okay? We should understand the third kind of noun now. Okay. So, the third type or the third kind of noun is nothing but collective noun. Okay? It is collective noun. So, collective noun. This is also a noun. This is also a name. And this name is given to a group. It is given to a group or a collection. What kind of collection? It can be collection of like people. It can be collection of people. It can be collection of things. Is it clear, students? So, a collective noun is a name given to a group or a collection of people or things of same kind. It should be of the same kind. Is it right, students? Okay. So, to make you understand, to make you clear about this collective noun, let's understand this with an example. So if you have to attend a party, and if you go to a florist, and you ask him, wrap me some flowers in a wrapper. Do you say like that? No. You say, give me a bouquet. Okay. You say, give me a bouquet. Now, what is this bouquet, students? Bouquet. Here T is silent, students. Okay. So, this bouquet is nothing but bunch of flowers. Okay. Bunch of flowers put together, it is called as bouquet. Right? So, here the collection of flowers is a bouquet. So, this word bouquet is a collective noun. Okay. If you take few more examples, army, right? Army. What army is there? What is an army? Students, what is an army? Army of soldiers. Okay. It's an army of soldiers. Okay. In a similar way, we say crowd. There's a huge crowd in the street. What do you mean by crowd? Crowd is nothing but crowd of people. Many people gathered at one place is called as a crowd. In a similar way, we say herd of cattle. Herd of cattle. So students, these words which I underline now with the red color, these are called as collective nouns. Okay. These words are called as collective nouns because it is a collection. Collection of soldiers is called army. Collection of people is called crowd. Collection of cattle is called herd. So many examples are there related to collective nouns also. Okay. Now let's understand the next kind of noun. Okay. Let's go to the fourth kind of noun now. Okay. So, the fourth kind of noun is nothing but abstract noun. Okay, students. It is abstract noun. Abstract. It is abstract noun. So, abstract noun is the name which is given to a thing that you cannot sense. It does not have any sense. What do you mean by sense, students? You cannot see this, you cannot touch it, you cannot hear it, you cannot taste it, you cannot smell it. Such kind of thing, it is nothing but any quality, it is nothing but any emotion. Okay. So, emotions, if you take emotions, if you are happy, can you touch that happiness? No, you can't. Can you hear the happiness? No, of course you can jump, you can dance, you can enjoy. But that happiness, you are happy, that happiness you can't see, that happiness you can't smell, you can't hear, you can't touch that. So, the things that are abstract, that are not having physical existence, these do not have physical existence, students. Okay, physical existence in the sense, you can't see them, you can't touch them, you can't hear them, you can't smell them. That kind of things come under abstract nouns. Okay, so depending upon emotions or quality, whatever it is, these are again having subdivisions. Okay, these are having subdivisions. Okay, so abstract nouns are subdivided based upon quality, based upon action, and based upon state. Okay. So, you can understand this clearly when you see the examples of each. Quality. Quality in the sense, a quality of a person. Inner quality of a person. For example, kindness. Kindness. Now tell me, can you see this kindness? If you are kind to somebody, if you show that kindness, can you see that? Can you touch that kindness? Can you smell that kindness? No, students, you cannot. So these type of things come under abstract noun. Not only kindness, another example, bravery, courage. These are inner qualities of a person. These come under abstract noun. Many things are there. Okay, so you can understand this. Now related to action. Abstract nouns related to action. For example, laughter. Laughter is made from the action laugh. Laugh, laughter. Similarly, movement. Movement is also an abstract noun. There is a movement in the creature, right? He has movement. So, here these are made from action words. Laugh, laughter. Move, movement. Like that, many examples are there. Okay? So, depending upon state. State is nothing but the thing that you are existed in. The condition. Like childhood. Okay? Childhood. Birth. This is the condition of a person. You cannot see it, you cannot touch it, you cannot smell it. It doesn't have any sense. But the state of a person, state of a thing, whatever it is, that is coming under the state. And all these together, these come under abstract noun, students. Okay, many examples are there for this state also, like death, poverty, all these come under state. Okay, many are there. Is it clear about abstract noun, students? Okay, okay. Now, another classification is also done, students. If you put this all together at one side, again another classification is done depending upon the nouns, whether they are countable or they are uncountable. Okay, countable or uncountable. Okay, this is another kind of classification of nouns. Okay, so by seeing these words only, you might be able to understand what is countable noun and what is uncountable noun. Okay, countable nouns are the nouns or else the name of objects or things that you can count. Okay, objects, things, people, whatever it is that you can count. These should be countable. So, these are called as countable nouns. Okay, example, can you count a house? Yes, you can count how many houses are there in your street. Okay, can you count, what should we say, cow? Example, cow. These can be animals also. Yes, you can count how many cows are there. Okay, brother, sister. Okay, brother, sister. So, the things, the objects or the people that you can be able to count are coming under countable nouns. Okay, coming to the uncountable nouns, these are the nouns or else the names of things that you cannot count. You cannot count these. Such kind of nouns are called as uncountable nouns. For example, just now we discussed the abstract nouns, qualities. Example, qualities. Now, can you measure this? Can you count this bravery? If a person, if your brother, if your father is very brave, now can you tell that he is so and so brave? He is this much brave, or else he is having 2 kgs of bravery, 3 kgs of bravery, or whatever it is. No, this is uncountable. You cannot count this. So, such kind of things come under uncountable nouns. If you take any liquid, of course, liquids are measured in liters, units are given to this and they are measured in the form of those units. But this milk, water, whatever liquid it can be, oil, whatever liquid it can be, you cannot say, give me 2 milk. Of course, you can say 2 cups of milk, 2 glasses of milk, but you cannot say, give me 2 milk, give me 2 water, give me 4 water. You cannot say like that, no students. So, these are uncountable nouns. Okay, students, is it clear? Okay. Now, if you go back to the classification, okay, you have seen the 4 classifications of nouns, kinds of nouns previously, and another classification also. Right, students? You have seen previous classifications like proper noun, common noun. Right? Did you understand this? proper noun, common noun, collective noun, and abstract nouns. You have seen all these kinds of nouns, students, right? Now, if you go back and if you see the current classification, which is countable noun and uncountable noun. Countable noun and uncountable noun. If you see this classifications, you can say that proper noun, common noun and collective noun, these can be taken under countable nouns, students. These can be a part of countable nouns, right? You can count them. Countable nouns are nothing but things or objects that you can count. So, you can count these proper nouns, you can count common nouns, you can count these collective nouns also. But this abstract noun, which depends upon quality, which depends upon emotions, which depends upon actions, these abstract nouns are coming under uncountable nouns, students. Okay? So, students, this is all about the kinds of nouns, classification of nouns. I hope that you might have understood these kinds of nouns. If you have not understood, please pause the video, rewind it and play it again so that you can understand it very, very clearly. And students, I hope you must have liked this video. So, please share this video with your friends and family and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thank you one and all.